My desire is to lift you higher. It's only burning brighter. This passion inside of me. Oh, everybody dance now.
Good morning, HH Kids. So we are going to have another full kids church service for you guys this week. And this week we are going to be focusing on Palm Sunday, because this week is Palm Sunday. We celebrated the Sunday before Easter, and Easter is next week, guys. Only 7 days away, and it's Easter Sunday. So we are going to start off with a video from Skit Guys, and what they're going to do is they're going to talk to us a little bit about what Palm Sunday is and help you understand it, and then we're going to go directly into our worship time. So remember, for our worship, it's a little bit more upbeat and energetic for the kids. You can dance, jump, sing, clap, whatever, as long as you're worshiping God and keeping your mind and your eyes on Him. So I hope you enjoy this video.
Hey, Tommy and Eddie here to talk to you about something really great. Palm Sunday.
Yeah, that's the Sunday that we paint our palms purple to commemorate King Saul talking to that palm reader lady, and then we wave him in the air.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
yes,
not.
it is.
No.
What Bible do you read?
Palm Sunday commemorates the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem. Now picture this. Jesus rode in on a donkey while the crowds put their cloaks and palm branches all over the ground, shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David."
That's what I said. That's what I meant.
Okay, now picture this. Jesus' popularity was going viral. I mean, he just raised Lazarus from the dead in the same community just a few days earlier.
Wait, post-dead Lazarus was maybe at the very first Palm Sunday?
Yeah, probably.
That's so cool. I bet if he was there, he was probably like, "And you're a thriller, Jesus. You raised me from the dead when you said, get up, get up, get up, ooh!"
Now, to complete all of this, Jesus needed a donkey. Now, you'd think that a king or a prince would ride in on a horse, but not Jesus. He knew the message that he wanted to send. You see, a donkey represents peace. Anybody riding a donkey represented peaceful intentions.
Yeah, it says right here in Matthew 21, it says that Jesus sent 2 of his disciples to get him a donkey.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder which 2 he sent.
Maybe Thomas.
I doubt it. I bet he sent Andrew. Andrew would totally do that. And probably Tony. I bet he said Andrew and Tony.
Tony's not a disciple.
Oh, sorry. Tony is.
Still not a disciple.
What translation of the Bible do you read?
Jesus needed a donkey, so he asked 2 disciples to go get him a donkey. He told them they would find one in town, tied there next to a colt.
Yeah. And then he says, untie them and bring them to me. And if somebody asks you about it, you tell them the Lord needs them? Jeez.
Yeah, what?
Well, Jesus has told his disciples to go steal a donkey for him.
What Bible do you read? It doesn't say that at all.
I can't figure this out. I mean, Jesus, he changed water into wine. Cool. He fed the 4,000.
He fed the 5,000.
What?
He fed the 5,000.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter, not the 4th. It's the 5,000.
We're splitting hairs. I'm sorry. Jesus fed a large group of people, and that's cool. He healed people with leprosy. He raises Lazarus from the dead, and then boom, he's like, "Hey guys, go steal me a donkey." I'm just saying, I don't think that's very WWJD.
The significance of Jesus riding in on a donkey, which he did not steal, was to fulfill the prophecy that is found in Zechariah 9:9.
Yeah, but
And the king riding in on a lowly donkey with his way paved with palm branches. The palm branches symbolize triumph or victory.
the what?
The palm branches.
The branch.
Palm branches, Palm Sunday.
I thought it was the palm. They should call it Branch Sunday because that's confusing. We all have palms with us all the time. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday is a time for us to prepare our hearts for the agony of his passion and the joy of his resurrection. So this week, let's cover the road to the cross with our hearts, our souls, and our minds as we reflect on the final week of Jesus' life.
And let's celebrate in anticipation the return of the King of Kings.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed your worship time and you were able to get up and get some of your energy out and have a great time worshiping God. One thing that we're going to do next is talk about a Bible verse that is going to show in our Minnow Kids video, and that Bible verse is Romans 5:8. And that verse talks about God's love for us and how His love is what sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross for us. So we all know that Jesus died on the cross for our sins to save us so that one day we can live with Him forever in heaven as long as we ask Him into our hearts. So that's what this verse is talking about. We're going to go over it a little bit, and then right after that verse, we're going to go straight into our Bible story. And our Bible story is super neat this week. So what it is telling you a lot about the story of Jesus and the Passover and the Last Supper and everything that you've learned about, but it's kind of showing you in a new perspective. So it's going to show you with all the characters, they're animated, but they're representing Jesus and His disciples. And there are 3 other characters. There's a little girl, there's a robot named Gizmo, and there's a little boy named Chris. And they're going to walk with the characters through the story of the Passover and Easter and the Last Supper and all that. Now, obviously, we know Gizmo and Chris and the girl, they're not actually in the Bible story, right? But they're kind of going to act as narrators and walk you through it. So remember watching actually in the Bible. But they're just kind of helping you understand it from a kid's perspective. So I hope you really enjoy this Bible story coming up.
Hey, Peanut.
Yeah?
What do you call a boomerang that won't come back?
What?
A stick!
Time for our Bible verse!
God showed how much He loved us by having Christ die for us. Romans 5:8.
Okay, amps and instruments out to the van. Don't forget the speakers and sheet music. Let's go!
Chris, you were supposed to be in the library an hour ago. What are you...
Chris is that way.
That's it. Careful, Tommy. We don't want an accident.
Hi, Hank, Billy.
Heavy violins.
That just leaves... Chris Quantum, what are you doing?
Gizmo, your job?
Excuse me, miss, but do you have a backstage pass?
And Giz, what are you doing?
Oh, it is very exciting, Joy. Chris is letting me be his band manager.
Since my band qualified for an audition on the mega hit show World's Best Band, I've been just a little bit busy being king.
King? King of what?
King of rock and roll sounds good. Yeah, it's good to be king. As a superstar, I have to keep my distance from the lesser band members. You understand. A little faster, Gizmo?
That does it. Gizmo, full speed.
What? Wait! Gizmo! Stop! Joy, you don't know who you just messed with. I just happen to be the king of...
Superbook!
Superbook! Wait! I'm gonna be on TV! We can't do...
I am taking you to meet a true king, the Son of God.
Camptown Robots sing this song. Doo-da, doo-da.
Get it together, Giz. Can you tell us where we are?
My geosensors indicate we are in Bethany, a small town a couple of miles from Jerusalem. Time, the 1st century. And it appears someone is drawing quite a crowd. Here, listen in.
Yes, gather round. My friend and teacher Jesus is the Messiah.
What's a Messiah?
My database indicates that Messiah is Hebrew for the chosen one, a king anointed by God who would one day be the greatest king of all.
All right. This guy hangs with royalty. These are my people.
Your people? Slow down, Chris. This is 1st century Jerusalem. We don't know anybody here.
I'll check the 1st century's who's who. My info scanner is indexing that man as Simon Peter. He is a disciple of Jesus of Nazareth. And Jesus is about to become so famous the whole world will know him.
Cool. Come on, guys.
As I looked down at the water beneath my feet, I suddenly realized nothing was there to keep me afloat.
Here, let me help you, Peter.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
That is when Jesus reached out his hand and pulled me up. And I stood with him, right there on the water itself.
Really? On top of the water?
You must come and listen to his words. He is our way to salvation.
Lead the way, Peter. And don't worry, my people are happy to carry your baskets. I can't wait to meet a man who walks on water.
And I can't wait till you lose that audition and get back to being yourself.
Come, you will meet some of the other disciples. We have become such great friends.
Okay, maybe not such great friends.
John and his brother just asked that Jesus promised to put them in places of honor when Jesus becomes king.
And why shouldn't we be in the places of honor?
Because there are more deserving disciples who understand the needs of a king and ruler.
Judas is correct. Why you, John? Why wouldn't I be in the place of honor?
Do you really want me to answer that? Peter, who sank like a rock?
At least I got out of the boat. Where was your faith, John, when Jesus was asking?
What are you accusing me of?
He's coming.
Welcome, Joy and Gizmo. Thank you for helping bring the food.
He knew me. Jesus knew my name.
If you want to be great, you must be the servant of all the others. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Now go. Tomorrow we will go to Jerusalem.
Judas, this is amazing!
They should be making more noise. This is their soon-to-be king. And Jesus shouldn't be riding a donkey. A king rides a stallion. This isn't what we need. If he's going to be king, he needs to start behaving as a king.
Okay, people, please do not push. There will be plenty of time to get autographs later.
Giz, what are you doing?
Crowd control is part of my job as Chris's manager.
Hey, it's good practice for when I'm a real rock star.
He is stirring up the people, making an entrance like this.
I've seen worse crowds.
Notice they wave palm branches, the symbol for a conquering hero. Is Rome ready to have Jesus the Conqueror replace Caesar? Jesus of Nazareth! You should calm this crowd at once. You are creating a public nuisance.
I tell you that if these should keep silent, the stones themselves would immediately cry out.
This is great! Can't stop a rising star!
Judas, this is getting out of hand and you know it.
He's going to the temple. Things will calm.
are they selling animals in the temple?
There are usually a few vendors selling small animals for offerings, and the money changers are here to swap travelers' coins for the local currency. Now I wonder where John and Judas are. We were supposed to meet them here with Jesus.
My Father's house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations. You turned it into a den of thieves.
Outrageous! He will not get away with this!
Giz, come on. That doesn't sound good.
Master, these actions will bring us the wrong kind of attention. We must go.
My time is almost upon us, and I have much still to do.
Jesus is causing a riot in the temple. When you get there, you'll see what he's been up to.
I will see what I will see.
Chris, do you think they will arrest Jesus?
I'm not sure. But we gotta distract them long enough to warn the disciples. Giz, get us a free pass to the nosebleed section?
Welcome aboard Air Gizmo!
Okay, Giz, on 3.
I hate to thrash and dash, but I'd say that just about wraps things up here.
Judas! Peter!
Chris, where have you been?
We have to do something. Roman guards are on the way. I think they're planning to arrest Jesus.
I told you this was not going as it should.
They have no cause for arrest. Jesus is teaching and ministering to the people.
He's tired, Peter. He wants to visit Mary and Martha in Bethany and rest for a while.
So, this is your revolt, Nation? Quit wasting my time.
Marianus!
Stop that woman! You're wasting expensive oil. We could sell that and use the money for the poor.
Leave her alone. She did this in preparation for my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me.
What does he mean?
things my way.
How much will you pay for this?
30 pieces of silver? When will you deliver Jesus?
When the time is right.
Gizmo, what in the world are you doing?
Oh, I have hired the local paparazzi to get Chris's picture with Jesus. You know, to boost Chris's star power in the tabloids.
Gizmo, cameras haven't been invented yet.
Yes, but these guys do a mean, fast sketch.
Send them away now.
Okay, boys, pack it up.
Chris, could you please get me a basin of water and a towel?
Sure. I can have that for you ASAP. Joy, Jesus wants a basin of water and a towel. Jump to it.
Oh, I'm jumping. What are you doing, Chris?
Yeah, we don't jump, right, Jesus? People jump for us.
Oh, have I shown you nothing, Chris?
Well, no, you, I mean, man, blew that big time.
This is not the action of a king. Servants wash our feet when we arrive from a journey, not one who would be king.
I know what you mean. This is the opposite of how a king should... why is he doing this?
You shall never wash my feet.
If I do not wash you, you do not really belong to me.
Lord, do not wash just my feet. Wash my hands and my head.
People who have bathed and are clean all over need to wash just their feet. You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, because that is what I am. And if your Lord and teacher has washed your feet, you should do the same for each other. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them.
Chris, are you all right?
He's about to become king, Giz. He's a superstar. Everybody can tell how great Jesus is, but he's in there just washing people's feet.
Most assuredly, I say to you, one of you will betray me.
Never to say.
What you do quickly.
Judas, where are you going?
Does Jesus need something?
We can get it.
Really? We?
This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Take this and drink, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many, for the forgiveness of sins.
What is it, Chris?
I don't know. Nothing.
No, it's definitely something.
I guess I thought I was kinda big stuff, trying to act like a star back home. you know?
You are big stuff, Chris. You are going to win the world's best band competition.
But Jesus is one of the most famous guys ever. And all he wants to do is serve and show us a better way to treat one another. I really had this being great thing all backwards. It's not about me. It's about everybody else.
Chris, I think we're going back.
Father, I do not ask you to take my followers out of the world, but keep them safe from the evil one. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Joy, I'm sorry for how I was acting before.
Yeah, maybe Jesus had it right, huh?
Gizmo, I treated you awful too, bossing you around. Will you forgive me?
Sure. But does this mean that I can no longer use a bullhorn to boss others around in your name?
That's exactly what it means, Giz. From now on, we ask if we can serve others before we... Oh man, I almost forgot! My band! Here, Will. Let me help with that.
Thanks, Chris. Is it bad I can't feel my hands? Kidding! I'm kidding! Hey guys, the real Chris is back! No more Star Jerk!
Now that's how a real superstar behaves.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that Bible story with Chris and Gizmo and the little girl, and then with Jesus and the disciples. And you just got to see like the whole story of Palm Sunday and Easter and everything that goes along with it. So the first thing we see in the story is that Chris is in a band and he thinks he is awesome, right? Chris thinks he is the king of it all. His band is doing really well. He's going to be on TV, and he thinks because of that, he can treat others badly and let them serve him. But we really shouldn't let other people serve us, right? So he has Gizmo, which is his robot, and Gizmo is like his personal assistant. And Gizmo is fanning him and doing pretty much anything that Chris tells him to do. But then Gizmo takes Chris and the girl, and they take them into the story of Jesus, and when they're in Bethany, which is near Jerusalem, which is what a lot of the Bible is focusing on. And they find out that really Chris is no king, that the real king, the real true king is the Son of God, which is Jesus. And we find out that Jesus is, in the story, about to become king, and he's the Messiah, which is the chosen one. We see Peter, which is one of the disciples, and we find out that Peter walks on water with Jesus. And we see that when Gizmo and Chris go into the Bible story, now remember, they're not actually in the Bible, there's just a way for us to understand it a little bit better as kids. But it shows us that Jesus knew their names. And we all know that. We know that Jesus knows each and every one of us. He knows our names. He knows how many pieces of hair is on our head. He knows everything about us. And that's just showing us and reminding us that Jesus knows us. He knows everything about us. And then we see that Jesus, he's entering the temple, and he rides on what? Do y'all remember what animal? He's riding on a donkey. And when we do our craft in a little while, we're going to talk a little bit more about the donkey, because royalty's not supposed to ride on a donkey. He's supposed to have like a stallion, an awesome horse, but he doesn't. He rides on a donkey. And then we also see that the crowd, everybody that's welcoming Jesus in, what are they doing? They're waving the palm branches, right? So that is super cool. Just kind of symbolizes everything. And then we also get to see something awesome. So we see Jesus going into the temple. We see all the people around them cheering for him, waving their palm branches, and there's still some that are still what? Do you remember in the story that it showed us? Some people are still going against Jesus. They're not trying to help Jesus. They're trying to make him not be the king and show that he's not going to be the ruler of all. And it's not fair, right? But it still that's what happens in the Bible. Then we get to see Mary. He goes to Bethany and he goes to Mary, and Mary washes Jesus' feet. And he says it's because Mary knows that Jesus is about to die. And then right after that, Jesus, who's the king, he's our ruler. But what happens is he starts washing everybody else's feet. And everybody's like, no, Jesus shouldn't be washing our feet. He's not lowly like us, right? He's a Savior. But Jesus, what is Jesus, guys? Jesus is he's our King. He loves us. He wants to be on the same level with us. He doesn't believe he's higher or better than any of us. He just is there for us. He loves us. And Jesus washes everybody's feet, all of his disciples. And it just shows such a great story about how much Jesus really loves and cares for us, that he would get down low on the ground and wash our feet for us. Then we get to see the Last Supper. And at the beginning of the Last Supper, I don't know if you remember from the Bible story that we just watched, but it says, Jesus says that one of his disciples is going to betray him. And we find out later in the story that it's who? Y'all remember? We find out later in the story that it's Judas that betrayed Jesus. And then it cuts the story of the Bible story right there, because it'll follow up next week on Easter Sunday, which is super exciting. And we'll get to see what actually continues to happen in the story, what happens. But then it cuts back to Chris's real life. It goes out of Bethany and it takes Chris back to his life with his band. And it makes Chris realize that he can't boss others around, that he's supposed to be serving others. So Chris, as soon as he gets back to his regular life, he helps one of his friends carry a speaker, because before he was telling them to get all the equipment, that wasn't his job. But when he gets back, Chris helps. And he serves others and he helps them carry the equipment. Alright, so right now, since we got to see that really cool story, learn about Chris and Gizmo and Jesus and his disciples and the Passover and the Lord's Supper, it was just an awesome time of learning about God's Word. But right now, we're going to go into the Lord's Prayer. Now listen to me, okay? This Lord's Prayer is a little bit different than what you've learned, because it's a different version of the Bible. But it is still saying the exact same things that you've learned. So just listen, follow along with the prayer, and then I'll come back and talk with you a little bit more.
Let's pray.
Our Father in heaven, help us to honor your name. Come and set up your kingdom so that everyone on earth will obey you as you are obeyed in heaven. Give us our food for today. Forgive us for doing wrong as we forgive others. Keep us from being tempted and protect us from evil. Amen.
A Minnow Moment with Micah's Super Vlog.
One day, as Micah was reading his Bible, he discovered something truly amazing. 6 pieces of armor to defend himself against spiritual attacks. The armor of God. Now Micah's spiritual battles will never be the same.
Put on the armor of God. There's a battle within and the enemy is sin. Put on the armor of God. It's the perfect metaphor for a spiritual war. Put on the armor of God.
Today's episode, The Boots of Peace. As Micah, Lydia, and Armin make their way to drama class, Hans is planning his trap for Micah.
Let's see how he studies after I steal his textbook. Oh, yes, I come. I better hide.
What is that?
It's Mrs. Petunia's new food-based play, The Lonely Ravioli. She wants people to sign up for it.
The Lonely Ravioli? Who would want to be in that play?
Whoa, what's this? A don't be in the play sign-up sheet? Well, I sure don't want to be in the play. I better sign it. I'll just put my bag down, write my name, and... My bag! Where did it go? I had my stuff in there, including my textbook.
Micah! You signed up for my play!
No, I didn't. Uh-oh.
You will be the Lonely Ravioli!
But, Mrs. Petunia, I told you, I don't want to be the Lonely Ravioli.
That's the spirit, Micah! Nobody wants to be lonely! Use it for the performance! And 1, 2, 3!
How are you going to study, Micah, now that your precious textbook is missing? And now you're going to fail the test!
Oh, great. I wonder what happened to my backpack. All my stuff was in there. My school supplies, my textbook, and my lunch. Am I gonna starve? How am I gonna study? Will I fail the test? Or is it a quiz? I can't remember anymore. On top of all this, I'm in this dumb ravioli costume. Ah! What am I gonna do?
Micah's troubles are causing him to worry. Will it get the best of him? Find out when we return after these messages.
Hey there, friend! Are your troubles making tremors? Spiritual storms making it too slippery to stand? Are the winds of worry wisping you away? Stand your ground with the boots of peace. Wear them inside, outside, when you're feeling anxious, confused, and when you don't know what to do.
Winds of worry are blowing! going, but I'm not going anywhere. Thanks, Boots of Peace.
Remember, Micah, this is an important line. You must give it gravitas.
With his backpack missing, Micah's troubles are too much to bear. What will he do?
It's time to suit up.
Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God.
Boots of Peace. God, I know losing my backpack is scary because all my stuff was in there. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I trust you to help me today, so there's no need to panic. I'm the only ravioli. If they only got to know me, I'm sure they make me goalie on their pasta hockey team.
I think that's enough, Micah. Thank you for trying out. But I think I need someone who can sing.
So I don't have to be the lonely ravioli?
All right.
John 16:33 says, I have told you these things so that you can have peace because of me. In this world you will have trouble, but be encouraged. I have won the battle over the world.
You got out of playing So Lonely Ravioli, but I still have your backpack, which means you don't have a lunch or a textbook.
What's so funny? Hey, you found my backpack.
Well, yes, I was holding it for you. I wasn't trying to steal it or anything.
Wow, that's a huge relief.
I'll get you next time, Micah.
Next time on the Armor of God, the Shield of Faith.
Hey everybody, so I hope you enjoyed listening to the Lord's Prayer, even though it's a little different than the way you previously learned it because it's a different version. But we also got to watch our next Armor of God episode. And this Armor of God episode was talking about the boots of peace. And I know some of these can be silly, like boots aren't peaceful. But in this episode, we learned that Hans, which is like the bad guy in the story, he's trying to steal Micah's textbook because he wants Micah to not be able to study and to fail. Well, first off, that's not very nice, is it? But anyways, we're going to just remember that that's not nice and keep going. So in the story, he puts up this sheet that says the not sign up sheet. And because Micah doesn't want to be in this play that's going on at his school, he's like, oh, this is the not sign up sheet. Maybe I should sign up because I don't want to be in it. And then come to find out, that's just the little trick that Hans put up there so that he could steal his whole book bag. So Hans steals his book bag, which has his textbooks, his lunchbox, everything that he needs for the day. He stole it. And that's not cool. We don't take things from others, right? But he's just trying to take it so that he won't be able to pass his test. And then Micah's teacher sees that he signed up on the sheet. And even though Micah thought it was the not sign up sheet, his teacher knew it was the regular sign up sheet. So Micah ends up being in this play that he does not want to be in at all, about a lonely ravioli. How silly is that? So he goes to the play and he starts doing it, and he finds out that his boots of peace, if he just has peace over him, and he just started singing, because what else can you do? You're in a ravioli, right? So he starts singing, and his teacher's like, maybe I should find somebody who can actually sing. And Micah gets out of being in the play. Right after that, Micah sees his book bag. He sees that Hans has his book bag. And he says, thanks for holding that for me, man. I'm so glad you found it. Well, we know what really happened. Hans took that book bag, right? But Hans didn't tell anything. He didn't say anything. He just said, yeah, man, here's your book bag. And Micah gets his book bag back because God can give us peace through hard situations. So the Bible verse that it's talking about in our Armor of God story today is John 16:33. And that Bible verse just talks about having peace because Jesus already came the world. He's already the winner. And if we have Jesus, then we can be the winner too, right? And we can be encouraged because Jesus has already fought our battles for us. Jesus is our defender. He can take care of everything. So I'm very thankful for our boots of peace today. And I'm very thankful that God's already overcome the world. And I hope you are too. We are going to go and do a craft now. And I'm going to also, not only a craft, but we're going to do a little challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and go get everything ready for our craft. Everybody, so this week's craft, it's going to be fun, but it might be messy. So parents, make sure you're literally right beside them the whole time, okay? So you need black, white, please stop. You need black, white, green, and red paint. Or gray, black, red, and green. It depends on if you want to mix them. I didn't have any gray, so I mixed my black and white together to make gray. So there's my gray, my black, and my green. So what we're going to do is we are going to take their feet Say hello. Fun times. You're gonna dip 1 foot for each child on their paper. So I didn't have any thick, like, real thick paper. I can't remember what it's called right this minute. So what I'm doing is I'm just using a manila folder, and I just cut it in half so that I have something thick so that the paint won't run through. Because if you use regular printer paper, that paint's gonna go through it. So we are gonna do this a little different. We're gonna record in segments so you can kind of see what happens. And then I'll take pictures and stuff so you can see the final product. So we're gonna do Connor first, and he has promised me he will listen. And look, y'all, I'm being very careful. As soon as he gets his foot in that paint and he dips it, I'm wrapping his foot up in a bag. You might want to do it too so you don't have footprints all over your room that you do it in. All right, so Connor's coming first. Come on, Con. Come on. Remember, you cannot put your foot down. All right, so I'm not going to record this part just because I don't know how to record it and help them. So I'll take a picture to show you. All right, guys, so we just did their footprints. We put their foot in the gray, put the footprint, put the foot in the gray, put the footprint, and then put their foot in bags. So they're about to go wash their feet. I just didn't want them going on the carpet with paint on their feet. So they're going to go wash their feet, and then we're going to do the rest. All right, we have clean feet, and I'm sure there's a better way to do this where they don't get disgusting and you can clean them better. But anyway, we just went and washed our foot. Now we're going to do the green. So here's our green. They're going to dip their hands in the green and put it on the outsides of the foot to make it look like palm branches waving. So the foot, after it dries, I'm going to draw on it to make it look like a donkey, and I'll show you how to do that. So it'll be a donkey because Jesus rode through...
a donkey!
He rode through a donkey. He rode on a donkey to the temple, and then the people were waving their palm branches for Palm Sunday and for him to be king. So we're going to do, the gray is going to become the donkey in just a little bit, and then we're going to put the green handprints and the green paint on the outside as palm branches, and then I'll show you the rest. All right, everybody, we did the palm branches. So they just dipped their hands in green paint and put palm branches on the sides. So I'm going to do the next part because my kids are a little young. If yours are older, they can do it themselves. But I'm going to take a little bit of the gray paint, and I'm going to add ears to their donkey. Now, you want to do this before it dries so it can all kind of dry at the same time. So I'm taking my paintbrush. This is a big project. If you want to just watch, it's fine. But if you want to go through later and pause it and do it with us, that's cool too. So I'm going to take it and do an ear. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to do it one-handed, not while holding the camera, but putting the ear right there. So the ears are going to go around their pinky toe and their big toe. You're going to kind of curve, like do a curved triangle, kind of. Alright, so there's one ear. I'm going to do the other one on both sides, on both feet, and then I'll come back and show you. Everybody, so I went ahead and I put their gray ears on top of the donkey, and I also went ahead and added some of the black. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So on this one, you can see it. Yep. So I added the gray ears, and then they put a little bit, the boys put a little bit of the black in the ears, the black on the top in between the toes, that's the hair, 2 black dots for eyes, and 2 little like curvy lines for a nose. So that's what it looks like right now. And then if you want to accent with some white, they did, but you don't have to. And the last thing they're going to do is they're going to take that red, and they're just going to write Hosanna over the top, and then it'll be done. Okay, everybody, I know that was a little bit of a lengthy craft, but there are their final projects. So this one was Bubba's or Jameson's. So there's the palm leaves on the side of his hands. There was his foot. The ears are where his pinky and his big toe were, and the black is in between the toes. And it just says Hosanna because Jesus rode in on a donkey. And then there's Connor's. So I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little lengthy, but if you want to pause it and go through it and do everything, feel free. If you guys enjoyed that craft with Connor and Jameson and me, we love using paint, and I know the parents can be a little messy. So make sure put something under whatever when you do it so you don't have a paint mess everywhere. All right, so this week we're going to have a challenge, and our challenge is going to be to decorate either your door or your window or maybe a sidewalk outside, depending upon what you have. And what you're going to need for this challenge is you're going to need paint. Make sure it's kids washable paint pants, otherwise it might not come out and then we'll be left with a mess. And painting tape, and then whatever kind of paintbrushes you want them to use, and whatever kind of things you want to put down so they don't make a mess. I use some parchment paper and put it under the paint, under the door, so they didn't get paint everywhere. And then we put towels under the actual paint so we didn't get it anywhere either. And when you're done, if you do it on the window or the door, you can just use water and wash it off. It comes right off with soap and water. And obviously if you do anything outside, use like sidewalk chalk or something instead of paint. Alright, I'm gonna go show you how it started. Show you, I put up the tape myself. The kids didn't help me with that. I just put up the tape. And what you do is you line out a cross in the middle with the painting tape. And then you make it kind of like stained glass and put triangles everywhere. And then you paint each section a different color. And I'm gonna show you what it looked like when I put the painting tape up. And then I'm gonna show you what it looked like when we did the paint, when it was up and when we took the paint down and we took the tape down. And I'm just going to show you the beginning, the middle, and the end of the project so you can kind of see. And it's going to be a challenge. You have 1 week to complete it because I want it to be up on your door or wall or, door or window or sidewalk before Easter because it's a symbolism of Jesus dying on the cross. And we want people that ride by our house to see it. We want to be a light in the darkness that's going on right now. So you have until, let's say Saturday, the Saturday before Easter, and send it in. You can do hashtag HHKids so I'll see it. Take a picture, do videos, recording yourself doing it together, and just let us see it. And whoever wins will get a $10 gift card. So just put HHKids, hashtag HHKids, tag us, or just tag us personally on Facebook. You know our Facebook is Carly and Hannah. And I'll give a $10 gift card to whoever wins this challenge. So let's share Jesus. Let's put some hope where everybody can see it on our doors, our windows, or our sidewalks as they're driving by. All right. Everybody, so our challenge is going to be painting the cross, and I'll show you. We did ours on our front door, and you used painting tape, the blue painting tape, and you put the tape in these areas where it's already taken off, and I'll show you kind of step by step. I've got pictures and videos, but you're going to outline a cross in the middle because we're talking about the resurrection of Jesus and him dying on the cross for us, and then you're going to paint whatever the cross color is going to be. You're not going to use that color anywhere else on your door. And then you're going to paint all the different sections, different colors. Let it dry. We let ours dry overnight. And then you take the paint off, and that's what it looks like. And remember, whoever wins is going to get a $10 gift card. So submit it. Use hashtag HHKids or just tag us on Facebook. And whoever is the winner of the door or window or sidewalk cross challenge will get a gift card. Now to the bottom. Here, get right here where it's hard to pull it off a little bit if you need to. Good job. Connor, while you're pulling, do you want to kind of explain to everybody what we did? No.
You can.
I can. So we started with putting the tape up, right?
Yeah.
Parents, I put the tape up just to make it, you know, a little bit more symmetrical and make sure it was pretty when they got done painting. And then the boys painted everything at the top. And then you just pull the painting tape off. There's a lot of our painting tape down there. And this is what you end up with. And thank you so much for joining us and worshiping with us, learning with us, and having so much fun. We so love having you guys watching, whether you're Holly Hill or not. Any kid can participate with us. Remember, if you have any prayer requests, any comments, any questions, you can always comment below and we will get back to you. And we hope to see you next week for Easter Sunday. It's going to be an awesome time.